Hey guys, Rexlent here. Welcome to another Crash Course video, this time for DENIA. So this is a bit of a late release of the video. My apologies because I've been traveling the past few weeks and only recently had time to settle down and catch up my backlog. But anyway, we'll just go straight into DENIA and hopefully this can be helpful to you when she, maybe when she reruns. Now we'll just take a look at a couple of things. First things first, look at the gauge down here where it's charging up. So this charging takes 12 seconds to fill, and then she will get 1 star out of 3 stars. And these 3 stars will be relevant later when she does her ultimate. So I'll talk about that later. We'll talk about her base form for now. So in DENIA's base form, her basic attack, heavy attack, and skill will all contribute to her forte gauge down here. So basic attack has 4 sequence to it. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then if you only do 3, she poses for a bit. So 1, 2, 3. Very cute. And then a heavy attack, she will teleport and swipe forward like so. So that's heavy attack. Now you see that I've already attacked a bit and then the bar is already full. For her resonance skill, it's very simple. Resonance skill, you just tap it and then she's going to pull enemies. Like so. Now that her bar is full and also fully charged with 3 stars, all of this will be used during her ultimate. Now once I activate DENIA's ultimate, all her basic attacks are going to consume this orange gauge and it's going to enhance it as well. And then her resonance skill is going to consume the stars. So basically this is what's going to happen. I'm going to press ultimate. She goes into this breakdown form. What you do is use your skill twice to consume all the stars. See, all the stars are consumed. And now just spam basic attack. See how it consumes all of the gauge? So when you consume 3 stars and all of the gauge, you should have enough energy to cast ultimate already. So for now, you just finish with ultimate. And then it's gonna leave behind a field that pulls enemies every 4 seconds. Like so. Every 4 seconds, it's gonna pull enemies. It's also gonna put a stack on them, a debuff stack. Either Fusion Burst or Tune Strain. But that's it. As you can see, now that I've already used my ultimate, all the stars are used up and now it's recharging again. So it takes 12 seconds to recharge 1 star. But every time DENIA goes into the battle for the first time, she will always start with 2 stars thanks to her inherent skill. And then intro will also give 1 star. So you don't have to worry about it every time you start the battle. Every time you just intro DENIA in, you're going to have 3 stars right away. And then you can do her combo. Now, I'll go over the popular team for DENIA. DENIA has 2 different builds because she has either Tune Strain or Fusion Burst. When she goes Fusion Burst support, this is the team that you will run her with. Chisa, DENIA, and Amith. And then make sure to set DENIA to Fusion Burst. So DENIA can support Fusion Burst or Tune Strain. Click it over here. Set her to Fusion Burst. As well as Amith. You want to set Amith to Fusion Burst as well. Now, for the Tune Strain team, we will go with Mornier, DENIA, and Luke. Don't forget to set DENIA to Tune Strain Resonance mode. Very important. If you don't have Mornier, then you can also use Shorekeeper. The same goes for the Fusion team. If you don't have Chisa, then you can also substitute her with Shorekeeper. As a refresher, just refer to the cheat sheet on the screen on what to press for their rotation. Alright, in this example, my Amith is S6, so technically her rotation should be shorter, but I'll still do the S0 rotation. You just need to follow the prompts on the screen as we go. Okay, so for Chisa, we're gonna do 4 basic attacks until the big scissor comes out. So 1, 2, 3, big scissor. 1 skill. And then echo and ultimate. And then 2 basic attack. Big scissor again. Enhance skill. And then just hold basic attack all the way. So now she's done. We're going to bring in DENIA. So for DENIA, you need to pay attention. Once you intro her, straight away do 1 basic attack to finish her basic attack chain. So that she can get her gauge. And then after that, use her skill. So DENIA in, 1 basic attack. And then skill. See how she already has a full gauge? And that's all you need to do. Now you press ultimate. 1 E skill. 1 resonance skill. And then spam basic. Full ultimate. And now you just press echo and ultimate. And that's it for DENIA. And then for Amith, simply just follow the prompts on the screen for your Amith. Because my Amith is S6, so I'll just demonstrate for a bit. Amith come in. 2 basic attack. And then ultimate. And then you want to do 3 basic combos. So that she can do the enhance resonance skill. And then do 3 more basic combo. And then she can do this. And then after that, just hold heavy attack. And then now you can echo and ultimate. That's it. So on DENIA's part, very simple. Just intro, one basic attack, one skill, and then ultimate, one skill, spam basic, and ultimate. Anyway, let's talk about the Tune Strain team. And same thing, just refer to the cheat sheet in the screen on what to press. Alright, so for Mornier, 3 basic attack. 1, 2, 3. Now she's up. Hold basic. And now 1 skill, 1 ultimate. And then hold down your basic attack until she does the big laser. Just hold it down. Big laser. Mornier's part is done. Now you just use Echo and switch out. Echo. DENIA in. 1 basic attack. 1 skill. So DENIA already has a full ultimate. Full ultimate. Press it. 1 skill. Spam basic. 1 skill. Spam basic. Ultimate should be ready. So ultimate is ready. Ultimate. And Echo. That's it. DENIA's rotation is done. Now we will use Luke. Luke is super easy to play. Luke, you just come in. Spam basic until you see shiny button. Press shiny button until you see shiny basic. Come in. Spam basic until shiny button. Press shiny button. Shiny basic. Spam basic until shiny button again. Shiny skill. Shiny basic. Spam it again until shiny skill. Shiny skill. Shiny basic. Done. Ultimate. Echo. And you're done. And then Mornier come in. Rinse, repeat. The whole thing again. Now, when it comes to leveling DENIA's skill, you want to level Liberation, her ultimate, followed by Forte, followed by Resonance skill. So the 3 in the middle are the most important. And of course, the 2 inherent skills. And then the rest will be intro and normal attack. You can leave it at 6. And while we're on the skill page, I mentioned before that DENIA is both a Fusion Burst support and also a Tune Strain support. So if you want to support Amith, you set it to Fusion Burst and also set Amith herself to Fusion Burst. If you want to support Luke or any other Tune Strain main DPS, then set it to Tune Strain. As for what she provides to the team, it's really huge buffs. When she's in Fusion Burst, she's going to give a 30% fusion damage bonus. And then for Tune Strain, it's going to give all this. For Outro as well. Outro, she's going to improve the fusion burst damage itself by 60% for 30 seconds. And then for Tune Strain, the incoming Resonator is going to have 15% damage amp. And when they inflict Tune Strain shifting, they straight away get 40% damage amp. So this is huge for main DPS like Luke. So it's something good to know. All of this will just happen in the background as you play them. Now when it comes to Echo, DENIA has 2 different builds since she can either support Fusion Burst or supporting Tune Strain. So I'll start with the Fusion side of it. For her Echo and Fusion, you want to get Chromatic Foam. So Chromatic Foam set effect, because this is going to give a lot of fusion damage bonus to the next Resonator for her as a sub DPS. And then you will go for 4-3-3-1-1 cost configuration with the 4 costs with either crit damage or crit rate, as long as you maintain the 1-to-2 crit ratio. For the 3 costs, you go for Fusion main stat. And then for the 1 cost, obviously you go for attack percentage. And you want to have a minimum of 115% energy regen so that she can facilitate her rotation smoothly. For the substats, the usual, you will go for double crit, followed by attack percentage, followed by resonance liberation damage since she scales from that, and then flat attack, and then everything else. However, if your DENIA is S6, you can also opt to go for the 4-4-1-1-1 configuration. So you will put another 4 cost, which would be Reactor Husk, and then 1 4 cost will be crit damage, the other 4 cost would be crit rate. Now, the other Echo build for DENIA to support Tune Strain would be Reel of Splice Memories. So this one, you will go for 3-4-3-1-1 with Void Wing as the main Echo, because when you outro with this Echo, it's going to give attack bonus to the next Resonator. So this will benefit Luke greatly. And then for 4 costs, you will use Nameless Explorer, crit damage or crit rate main stat, as long as you maintain a 1-to-2 ratio. Everything else is the same. 3 costs, you will go for Fusion bonus. 1 cost will be attack. And then substats will be double crit, followed by attack percentage, followed by liberation. And then still you want a 115% energy regen. Now, as for her signature weapon is the best. If you don't have signature weapon, you can also use Frolova's weapon. If you don't have Frolova's weapon, then you can use the classic String Master. If you don't have String Master, you can also use Peep's weapon. If you don't have Peep's weapon, then it will be Zizi or Cantarella. Otherwise, you can also just use the Battle Pass weapon. Now, when it comes to the sequences, you can read it on your own, and I'll just give you the TLDR. S1 and S2 would improve her capability as a DPS support. S3 to S6 would be playing her more of a main DPS role. So S1, the highlight of it is that you straight up get crit damage increased by 30%, and then she will be immune to interruption in almost all of her attacks. And lastly, she's also going to have the buff active when she's in either form. So that will be S1. S2 would be where she peaks as a sub DPS support. So she's gonna give 50% fusion damage bonus for 15 seconds and all that. S2 if you want her to give maximum buff for Amith and Luke. S3 is a huge damage buff and also makes her rotation slightly faster. The main change here is that she can hold up to 5 Dark Cores. That's the stars, so it goes from 3 to 5 now. And also the stars charge up every 6 seconds instead of 12 seconds. And she's gonna get 30 points of Concerto energy when she does her big ultimate, so she will outro even faster. And lastly, whenever she enters combat, she straight away starts with a full Forte gauge, so you can actually just intro and ultimate with her right away. You don't have to intro and press basic attack and press skill anymore. You can just intro and ultimate. And then S4 would be the pull effect from an ultimate, so it goes down to 3 seconds. For S5, the first ultimate will be increased by 100%. And for S6, even more damage across. The short version of this is that she has a freaking 70% damage increase at S6. So actual main DPS at S6. And that's about it for DENIA sequence. So S1 and S2 for sub DPS support. And then anything beyond that, we'll be playing her as main DPS. If you want a pull guideline, it would be going for DENIA's S0 R1 weapon first. And then you can consider S1, S2, S3, and then S6. But yeah, that's about it for the crash course for DENIA. Hopefully it has been helpful to you in understanding how she's played, and also maybe it's helpful when she reruns. I also have more guides here if you want to check it out for other characters. Apart from that, consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.